Muy rápidamente, el profesor Giovanni Caprioli, que es profesor asociado de química de alimentos en la Universidad de Camerino y coordinador del grado de Ciencias de la Alimentación y delegado para el Erasmus y la internacionalización en la Escuela de Farmacia y Ciencias. Él se dedica a la química de los alimentos, el estudio y la cuantificación de los componentes nutracéuticos y técnicas analíticas.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Giovanni Caprioli. I will be quick, as we say, in 15 minutes I can finish my presentation about the reuse of two main coffee byproducts: coffee spent coffee ground and coffee silverskin, as nutraceuticals and as fertilizer products. You know, coffee is one of the most consumed beverage worldwide. The global coffee consumption for the year 2023-2024 was more than 173 million of 60 kilogram coffee bags. And Brazil is the main producer country. In Europe, instead, we are the main consumption with 53 million of 60 kilogram coffee bags. Coffee belongs to the Rubiaceae family of the genus Coffea. It's native to Ethiopia. You know, the fruit consists of many parts, such as silver skin, that is the external layer of coffee. You know, after roasting coffee, from green coffee to roasted coffee, there is a high production of high formation of silver skin. Harvesting is very important for yield high quality coffee. The degree of maturation of the fruit is critical. Fermentation usually take place in a tank for 12 to 36 hours. And then there is the roasting step in which the first coffee byproduct is produced. It's coffee silver skin. Instead, as you know, espresso coffee is quite famous in Italy, usually from our latest statistics, almost 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed daily all over the world. So the second byproduct is spent coffee, and we have a high amount of spent coffee every day from bar, coffee shop, and so on. So usually, of course, spent coffee ground is not obtained only by espresso, but there are many types of preparation of coffee: Turkish coffee, French press, AeroPress, V60, many types of preparation of coffee. Usually, according to the statistics, 6 millions of tons are produced every year. And a ton of green coffee generate about 650 kilogram of spent coffee. Instead, from 1 ton of silver skin, that is this one. I know that some of you work on it. We have a good collaboration with the Illy cafe industry, so we can obtain a very high amount of coffee silver skin. Instead, spent coffee ground we usually can take from company or from bar. Spent coffee ground, coffee silver skin are byproduct, but very rich in bioactive compounds. In this study, we focus on, first of all, polyphenolic compounds that are associated with many biological activity. And we know that most of polyphenol are partially extracted during brewing. But we didn't focus only on polar fraction, but I will show you that we focus also on lipophilic compounds in this matrices. This was a project that is almost finished, financed by our university with different goals. First of all was to chemically characterize. I'm an analytical chemist, so first of all we characterize spent coffee ground coffee silver skin. After that, we evaluate the possibility to obtain nutraceuticals from them. And we evaluate many biological properties such as antioxidant, prebiotic, and antimicrobial activity of these extracts. We focus first of all on polyphenolic compounds, and Usually, we extracted these compounds from the two matrices by using ultrasound-assisted extraction. We perform also some purification step, and then the analysis is carried out by using HPLC and MES triple quadruple. Here are the conditions of our analytical method developed. We use a Kinetex PFP column with the water methanol as mobile phase, and the chromatography run is quite quick. In 16 minutes, we have dilution or more 30 polyphenolic compounds. Electrospray, source of ionization with electrospray, and the mass analyzer is a triple quadruple from Agilent 6420. We use a dynamic multiple reaction monitoring mode. I think that some of you that work on HPLC know that there is this possibility. So we monitor now. This was old method. Now we arrive to 40 polyphenolic compound in a single chromatographic run belonging to different chemical classes, caffeine, chlorogenic acid, phenolic acid, anthocyanins, and so on. And you can see here the delta retention times. So we monitor this compound only when they elute from the column. No? So dynamic multiple reaction monitoring mode now is not a new system because there are 10 years that this technique exists. So we are able to monitor the compounds only when they are eluting from the lipid chromatograph. So we set a retention time and we monitor in this specific time window. In this way, we have a good sensitivity, high linearity. And of course, we can add compounds without problem. I mean, the potential method impact of adding analyte is reduced. Of course, the retention time should be stable. The linearity of the different phenolic compounds are quite good. We validate the method as usual with recovery study, matrix effect, and so on, sensitivity. And this is HPLC and MES chromatogram of the 30 bioactive compounds. Now, as I told you, we arrived to 40 polyphenolic compound eluted between 16 minutes. We perform tests with a different solvent, and we noticed that combination of ethanol water, in particular 70-30, was the best solvent for extracted our compounds. Also, methanol is good, but we try to avoid methanol because we develop at the end a nutraceutical. Why we focus on this matrix, on this byproduct? Because as you may see, we can see that most of polyphenolic compounds remain in coffee silverskin. From green coffee to coffee silverskin, almost 8% of phenolic compounds remain in coffee silverskin, and almost 70% of polyphenolic compounds are not extracted, so remain in spent coffee grounds. So after that, we try to evaluate the biological activity of 4 most promising extract: ethanol water, methanol, and water, and we perform the analysis of chemical analysis of this extract, and we notice that the level of phenolic compounds in spent coffee ground is almost 2 times higher than in coffee silverskin that contain quite discrete amounts. In the ethanol water extract, we have 4% of total bioactive compound on just the 30 bioactive compounds that we insert in our method. Spectrophotometric assay, total phenolic content, total flavonoid content, total anthocyanin content, confirm the analysis carried out by HPLC. Our colleagues from biochemists professor performed this kind of test. So we study the potential protective activity of the extract against oxidative stress, and neuroblastoma cell lines were treated with the increasing concentration of the 4 extract before the induction of oxidative stress by peroxide, and methanol extract and the E4 ethanol water extract displayed quite good protective activity against peroxide. And to verify if these extracts were effective in reducing ROS level, in particular the same extract, the methanol extract and the ethanol water extract, in particular a specific concentration thanks to the high level, in particular of 5-caffeinic acid and epicatechin. To methanol and ethanol water extract, the same extract, were the most effective in protecting neuroblastoma cell line against peroxides induced by upregulating endogenous antioxidant enzymes such as thioredoxine reductase, amoxygenase, and NADPH, quinone oxidoreductase. And the water effect instead was quite good in counteracting lipopolysaccharides induced neuroinflammation. Antimicrobial activity did not show good results. I mean, the 4 extract did not display important antimicrobial activity. We published some paper on this kind of analysis. After that, we tested the prebiotic activity. Silverskin is reporting the litter to have a high level of fiber, and in fact, this extract display quite good prebiotic activity comparable to inulin, that is important prebiotics. In fact, the gross percentages of silverskin against enterobacteriaceae is 56%. And also, there was a significantly increase of not only enterobacteriaceae but also bifidobacterium. At university in German, our colleagues, my PhD, perform the analysis of the aroma profile of coffee silverskin and spent coffee ground, and interesting results were obtained for coffee silverskin. In particular, 40 molecules have been identified. In particular, for methyloctanoic acid displayed quite high flavor dilution factor, and this compound is associated with goat sheep milk's flavor. Instead, this compound trans 4,5-epoxy-2-ethanol is associated with a metallic blood-like odor. As expected, the coffee beans have 2.5 more intense volatile profile than coffee silverskin. There are some compounds that are present only in coffee beans and are not present in coffee silverskin. Instead, just 3 odorants were identified just in coffee silverskin that are not present in the coffee beans. As you know, coffee silverskin is formed after roasting from green coffee. Fatty acid composition of coffee silverskin is not so interesting, as it contains quite high amount of saturated fatty acid, more than 60%, 30% of PUFA, and a very low amount of monounsaturated fatty acid. Instead, we were the first that characterize, identify, and quantify phytosterol in spent coffee grounds. And in our study, we discovered that phytosterol, that are quite important compounds with high cholesterol lowering properties, and this compound are also regulated by the European Commission in the regulation 432 of 2012, so are quite interesting compounds. And in spent coffee ground, they are counted they reach concentration of 1 gram per kilo. So should be can be spent coffee ground can be an important source for extracted phytosterols. We also try to investigate phytosterol in coffee silverskin, but the levels of phytosterol in coffee silverskin, as expected, is lower, reach 100 ppm, so 10 times less than before. And we notice also for the first time two vitamins, B2, so riboflavin, and B3, niacin, in coffee silverskin. These are some of the papers that we publish on the chemical characterization of these matrices. And after that, we are working since the last year about the possible reuse of both spent coffee, both silverskin as fertilizer. We are doing this study in collaboration with Associate Professor Antonietta Laterza. Spent coffee ground and coffee silverskin acid are too acidic, so she noticed that the carbon nitrogen ratio is too high. So we try, so that direct addiction of spent coffee grounds leads to negative effect of crop growth, and this is also reported in literature. So thanks to wet granulation system, we try to develop a new fertilizer by the adding of not only excipients but also a source of nitrogen. And in this way, the ratio, carbon nitrogen ratio, is decreased from 23-24 to 10%. And also the level of phytotoxic like chlorogenic acid, also organic acid, is a bit reduced, and this should be helpful in this sense. And of course, in the original matrix and in the fertilizer developed, we perform also other kind of analysis like minerals by ICP-MS, also the proximate composition of it. This coffee ground fertilizer has been tested on a climatic chamber with lactus sativa for 12 weeks, and these are the coffee-based fertilizer. What we noticed, this study is ongoing, is that the area of the leaves is quite higher than the spent coffee ground alone. Also, the health condition of the plants is a bit. This plant should be. It seems to be weak with the yellow color, and so on. So in the fertilizer, it seems to work quite well, and also there are positive effect on germination, root elongation, and mean root length of other plant species tested. So let's say that with these two matrices, we have conducted many chemical analysis, not only of polyphenolic compounds by LC-MS, but also other kind of bioactive have been studied, such as phytosterols, such as vitamins, and so on. Biological activity say that, and the data obtained on neuroblastoma cell lines suggest a potential role of both extract in against neurodegeneration, and also both extract seem to possess quite a remarkable prebiotic activity, and they can be used as a starting point to obtain of a fertilizer. So thank you for your kind attention. I leave you with a picture of our city, Camerino, and the Sibillini mountain on the back. Thank you.
Yes. That was on Acmela, right? Yes. Have you evaluated the cost for an upscale extraction of that to apply in the field?
Let's say that the factor is was carried out in an industrial apparatus. It's
So-
not pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Industrial. Let's say the apparatus has two extraction vessel of 10 liters. Not so big, but is a small company producing food supplements, cosmetics, oils, and so the apparatus was industrial, and the molecular distillator has a feed tank of 2 liters, 2 liters of extract. That's it. It's a lot to produce 2 kilograms of extract.
Yeah.
So I think is for a company, is a medium small company is enough, and the apparatus has a cost around 100,000 euros.
I think that's a very good yield. Okay. ¿Alguna pregunta para el profesor? Vale. For you, a question about the coffees, the spent coffee as a fertilizer. You mentioned that you're going to study the interactions with the roots and the microbiome.
Yeah. There is this professor, Antonietta La Terza, that is conducting study on soil microbiome. So I don't know, because actually this project is a big project that was financed by University of Camerino, and there were different activity to carry out. This professor, as I told you, is the only things that has not been done yet, because I don't know, she's a bit slow, so that's why
Yeah, but my question is, this is a little bit antibiotic, antimicrobial. So don't you think it could be having some negative effect?
possible, yes. But the antimicrobial activity of the extract on different bacteria was not so high. Yes. So I don't know. We have to test it. But
You mean
Well-
the field?
in the field,
Yeah, because
yes.
maybe the test was were performing a lot.
I know.
Yes, yes.
Different. The result can be different.
But if something has an antimicrobial effect, could be,
yes.
but it has to be tested.
But they are studied now. Both spent coffee ground, both coffee silverskin are quite studied for many aspects. But there are something new that we can carry out. For example, we are thinking on using coffee silverskin as in addition to a flour to make pasta, pizza, and so on. There are some literature on it because it contains high level of fiber, and coffee silverskin is less studied as spent coffee ground, but I think that it's a valuable by product because it's easy to obtain, because there are companies that perform roasting. We are really can send us tons of silverskin. Spent coffee ground, it's from one side, it's easy because you just go to the bar, you take it. But the problem is that it contains high humidity, so you need to put in an oven. So it's a bit more complicated. I prefer silverskin. Very good.
Thanks a lot for your presentation. Just to add that silverskin, the process is always pretty standardized. So the product is always stable during the year. So you don't have humidity. It's pretty sterile because you have 100, 120 degrees roasting process. So, and companies are really happy when you go and ask them to carry out, because it's a very strange material. It's very light. So it's very difficult to store, and for them it's really complex to manage the residue. So that's what that's the experience I had. Is that when you call, you say, oh, please come with a trailer or whatever, take it off from me. That's what I was thinking about. Since those products are pretty much available, what we have done, we used an approach with the lower technology, just composting them, because we have seen that the phytotoxical effects could be avoided after composting, so that they disappear, just because microbes in compost piles are doing stuffs and you lost most of the negative effects. How do you convince a company to spend more money to do extraction? So because I'm not an expert, so it's just a naive question about it. How much do you expect from a return of investment compared to composting pile, which is put it on the field and let microbes doing their work, and then you use as fertilizer or organic matter sources or whatever, compared to some more expensive? Because I don't have experience. If you work with Ely, it's not a problem because they can spend.
No. In fact, we try to, when we submit project, we try to investigate it as more as aspect as possible, fertilizer, but also nutraceutic. Why? Because in the past, I have a patent on the development of a nutraceutical from legumes. So we obtain a pills with cholesterol-lowering fat, and this was so successful for us. So we try to do something similar, the same, from a really low costly byproduct. I mean, a company can pay you if you take spent coffee or coffee silverskin, and from them we try first of all to investigate the bioactive compounds, and the results on spent coffee ground and also on silverskin was around 7% of bioactive in the best spent coffee ground extract and 4% in the coffee silverskin. But now we are trying, we already purify it and we reach a high percentages. With Filippo, we collaborate with multinational in Dena, and in the past we noticed that when you reach a percentages of 12% of bioactive is quite good nutraceutics. So that's why I think that this can be of interest for them. And the biological activity that we evaluated is good, not only from the professor of biochemistry on the neuroblastoma cell line, but also other study that we conducted at University of Valencia against the mycotoxin. So I think that these two extracts might be promising. Now, because what I want to do in the future, I have a big project on a corn flour. I don't know if you, so I'm trying to collaborate with food technologists for the production of food like bread, pasta, and pizza. So I would like next month to try to investigate the incorporation of silverskin for making pasta and pizza dietetic with a high level of fiber, so a prebiotic pizza or prebiotic pasta. And I investigated also other kind of flour, like a corn flour. I don't know if it's common in Spain. In Italy, it's common. No. Also cricket flour, because now agave domestica is not available. No, you can no, it's not ex novel food. Acorn is the fruit of oak that usually in Italy it's used. Yes, we have so many in Italy, and we use it for jamon. Yes, and it's good because they does not contain gluten, so you can make a gluten-free product. So now my research line will move to polyphenol. Yes, a lot of like gallic acid and lactic acid, very high level. They does not contain so much protein, but contain high level of carbohydrate, in particular polysaccharide, fiber, insoluble dietary fiber. So, I mean, that's why I'm interested on silverskin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias a todos.